So this is the second installment of the Jeep project. Here we see we're getting the wiring done for this. We made our own wiring diagram, pinouts. At this point we were still trying to do fuel injection, so you can see the coil per plug, the TBI unit, and the Speeduino. Then we moved on to the turn signals. We used the SignalStat 900 on this one with LED bulbs and LED compatible flasher, in addition to integration for the head and tail lights on that one. A little bit of a demo here. Those LED headlights don't really have the right look, but you know, it's not bad. At the very least, it's close to street legal, I think. And we're looking at the turn signals and the brake lights and the brake lights and the headlights and the headlights and the brake lights and the turn signals. You know, you got to have all your I's crossed and T's dotted here. Yep. And here we are, still trying to get the fuel injection to work. Yeah, it just ended up not being what we needed. We did, while we were working on it, go ahead and put in the heater core to get a little cab heat in there and maybe defrost the window and stuff like that. But we did try to make it safe. We got some 3-point safety belts in there. These are bolted down through the frame, retractors and everything. They work pretty good with the boat seats on there. We didn't have the original bumpers, so we had some old steel and went and made a rear bumper here with an integrated 2-inch hitch. Rattle canned that, olive drab green, I guess, or something. Bolted it to the frame. Fake license plate on there. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Then we went and did, now that we had it all together, we went and wanted to check the engine. In the first episode of this, you know, we did a valve job. We didn't really check the quality of the engine afterwards. Here we've got between 105 and 110 psi, which is pretty good for this engine with its very low compression. Yeah, so this here shows the engine at top dead center as measured with the valve lifters. Looking at the valve lifters and things like that. So the yellow paint there shows exactly top dead center. So then we put the distributor back in at this point, and we clamped what ended up being cylinder number 1, and took a high-speed video, right, and took a screen capture. So this is the idle timing here. So if you can figure that out, it's about 15-20 degrees or so at idle. Now this still has the pickup on there, and we're not using the pickup right now. We'll put that digital fuel injection, you know, on later, but for now it just shows that the timing's right. Here's that Solex carburetor. I went and got this. This guy was only $50 or something like that. Seems to run okay. Yeah, and this was kind of the I thought I was going to drive it. I had it all set up. Floors in, seats are in, and then we had a little bit of a problem. So inside of the transmission, we had some bearing issues. So there's 88 of these needle bearings, and I had some that tried to turn into ball bearings, and it was just a real big mess. Some of them got caught into the gears and rounded out the gears, ate into the case, and just made it a real big mess. So while I was waiting for parts to show up, I went and I took off the lever clutch and put on the diaphragm clutch, surfaced the flywheel down. Hopefully that'll give me good engagement. And then as I'm just waiting, I have everything queued up here. I ended up getting a used intermediate shaft, and then I reused most of the other parts. And then I got a crown rebuild kit that had the new needle bearings in there. First gear and second gear here were reused. Got those sealed bearings just in case I have a bunch of loose material in here. Here we got it rebuilt, and you know, there's lots of techniques on YouTube on how to put these 88 needle bearings in. I kind of took what I liked of each of the methods and put it together, and got it to go. Yeah, and there's the 14 larger needle bearings in the input shaft. Then we put in new synchro blocker rings, and here I am just going through the motion of it. Just did reverse. This is first. And, you know, I reused a lot of the parts here, so you're going to see pitting and, you know, some pretty gross stuff. But, you know, we got car shows to go to, so we can't, you know, spend hundreds of dollars on, you know, all these parts. You know, and we're not even sure that, you know, I'm going to get a lot of votes. You know, you got to get votes and then you put money into it. So here's third gear 1-to-1. And yeah, so it goes through all the gears, pretty tight. Slapped it in the car. Poured the oil in through the open shifter. Did have one problem though. If you look at this, I don't have any of the data plates, but this is a picture of the data plate off the internet, and you can see on the transfer case, it's a twin stick, right? So the auxiliary range high is with the stick further from the driver all the way down. But I had an issue where my floor was interfering with that stick being all the way down, so it was like permanently in neutral or low. So I had to cut that floor out. It shouldn't be like that, but you know, it is what it is. You know, we had to do that. So we're all buttoned back up. This is the day before the first car show, and it's running pretty good. It's stopping pretty good. It definitely looks like a Jeep. We went and got a tow bar here and put it onto that front bumper. I didn't feel comfortable driving 140 miles, having just finished it. So, you know, we just towed it there, and there's no shame in that. You know, you gotta go, and then you find out. So here we are at the car show, and yeah, I think I got 2 votes for Kids' Choice, but you know, the important thing is showing up, and we got there on a sunny day and had a good time. So hopefully we have a lot more good car shows.